We welcome you, my dear friends, to Christmas Day night, to our vigil of giving thanks to the Father, Mother, God Supreme for a beautiful day amongst friends and being able to share bread together. But we are mindful that there are others not so well blessed who've been inconvenienced because of floods and who may have lost a loved one. And the Christmas table would have been a sad experience for them. So we hold our brothers and sisters, especially our dear sister Mary in Dublin. But let us begin this evening by just coming into our heart, by embracing our heart, and by listening to what is the Supreme Father, Mother, God through the cosmic Christ saying to each one of us. Because we are a beloved of God and we have entered a spiritual journey, a journey in trust, in faith, with hope, with hope. So as we gather around this table, we gather together as brothers and sisters in service to a loving Father, Mother, God. So first, we invite the company of heaven, the messengers of God, who do not represent religion, but they represent love. And we call on them. We use our gift of free will to summon their help so that they will be with us as we collect our thoughts and reawaken our heart to the I Am presence within. Let us just begin by just quietly reflecting in silence where we are, and bring into our domain, our oasis, our sacred sanctuary, where we commune with God. Let us bring in the peace of God. Let us bring in the love of God. And let us not forget that the Christian story of the birth of Jesus is not a parable. It is a true event, historically recorded for our benefit. So let us just reflect that before us there is the cosmic Christ who has been reborn in our hearts this day. And as we come in love, we do so without obligation or a sense of servility. We come because our heart desires the peace, the love, and the joy of God. So let us relax and just allow all our tired and weary muscles to just be still, because for many, Christmas Day is a very tiring day, especially when you're a host or a hostess to many, as we were today. And it is good to give thanks for our abundance and our blessings. So let us relax. And with every in-breath that we breathe, let us bring in the love of God. And in our out-breaths, let us release gratitude. Gratitude to Gaia, our beloved Earth Mother. Gratitude to the company of heaven. Gratitude to Mother Mary and Joseph. and gratitude to God for our presence here this evening, this morning. Let us celebrate our love for each other by honoring the divine in each one gathered here, because we were chosen, we were called by God. So we give thanks. I give thanks for you, and I celebrate your presence with me in allowing me into your space, in allowing me walk with you towards enlightenment. Let us relax now. Let us be still. And let us feel the gentle touch of Spirit empower us just to be still, to be still. And my heart is being guided to share a quote of Gandhi again with you, a quote that is so relevant today. To find your true self, you first must lose yourself in the service of others. To find who you are as a beloved of God, you first must lose yourself in the service of others. I thank God for my brother Gandhi for leaving that wonderful quote for me, because it allows me feel the heartbeat of my God in the needs of my spiritual family, of different faiths and none who are hurting. And by forgetting about oneself, and by entering a partnership of trust, where we hold brothers and sisters of different beliefs and none, of different lifestyles and colors, we are losing ourselves in the service of God's children by holding them in prayer. So let us just remind ourselves that to find ourselves in the coming new year, we must lose ourselves in divine love and allow the love of God deep within us inspire us in the service of the mystical body of the Supreme. And let us bring to our mind's eye the wonderful experience we had when we took part in the birthing process of the Christ child at midnight on Christmas Eve. And it doesn't have to be once a year. It could be every waking moment of every hour of every new day, when we open our eyes to God, when we allow our heart to hear what God is saying to us. and to allow the rebirthing of the cosmic Christ's love. Guide us. Guide us to do what God wants of us, which is to lose ourselves in the service of His children, our brothers, our sisters. As a Franciscan, that really is the central core of our service, to bring the love of the Supreme in our Franciscan hospitality, where we do not talk about God, we demonstrate our love of God in how we respond to another, in how we welcome them, and try to see the face of God in that person. Let us just relax and allow the Spirit of God touch us right now where we are at in our home and in our journey. And if there is anything ailing us, let us share it. Let us not be afraid to share it with each other in love. For in sharing we are honoring our true self, and we are also releasing whatever ails us to the cosmic Christ. And it is that release that brings the healing touch of the cosmic Christ. Let us come. Let us take our place at the table of love. It is a circular table. There are no corners. So the energy given by God through the cosmic Christ is a continuous energy. And it comes from the source, the Supreme. So now, as we come before the Father, Mother, God, let us take our place. Let us sit with each other around this table. And let there be no fear in our heart, only love. But let us come as a child of God, not as a second-class citizen. We come as a child of God, a beloved of God, and we are equal. For Jesus, the cosmic Christ, is our brother, and He invites us to sit with Him and to listen to His advice and support. And in our listening we are being touched. We are being touched in the silence, for there is love here. And where there is love, there is light. And where there is light, there is the cosmic Christ. I would like to read to you a few notes made on seeing and hearing. Jesus challenged us to look at the ordinary things of earthly reality and to discern their depth dimensions which point to God's reality. In the Bible, the relationship between hearing and seeing, between the word and the image, is a complex one. No one can see God and live, yet at times this elusive God yields to the human desire to see the divine. There are theophanies, manifestations of God's presence and glory. When Moses insisted on knowing God's design and seeing God's face, he had to be content with the assurance that God knew him as he knows you and me. Only from a protected cleft in the rock could he see God's back. While there is no direct seeing of God, some visible signs of God's presence are given. The second of the Ten Commandments is not a prohibition of art and artifacts, as Jews and Christians have often thought. Of the many artistic designs and objects in the Temple of Jerusalem show that what is prohibited in idolatry, not art, as quoted in Exodus 35. In the New Testament, the same complex relation between seeing and hearing appears. When Thomas wanted to see the risen Lord, he was told, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe." Faith comes from what is heard, and what is heard comes through the word of Christ. These and similar texts give hearing precedence over seeing. Yet in Jesus, the distorted image of God has been restored and can be seen by those who have eyes of faith. We have seen his glory, testifies John. And Paul defends his apostleship with the exclamation, "Have I not seen Jesus our Lord?" Jesus himself affirmed, "Whoever has seen me has seen the Father." Nevertheless, such seeing of God in the earthly Jesus is only for those who can recognize God's glory in the humiliation of Jesus on the cross. Once 3 disciples saw the glory of Jesus on the mountain of transfiguration, but even on that occasion the ascent was put more on hearing than on seeing. Excuse me. Listen to him, the divine voice commanded. Seeing is always only an anticipation of what is to come. When there is a new heaven and a new earth, then God's servants will see his face, mentioned in the book of Revelation. But today, with the dawn of the new Aquarius, we will see the face of the Christ. That is his promise to us. And to embrace the cosmic Christ, we have come to this table. And as we close our eyes, we visualize the cosmic Christ sat right in front of us. He's an arm's length in distance from our presence. And he is there to guide us. We may not see him, but he is here. Seeing is not believing. Seeing is an act of love that comes through trust. But the world we live in has to see so as to believe. When they hear of a miracle being performed, everybody is there. Everybody wants a piece of the action. But how many really want to be still and to try and connect with the essence of what has happened? Let us now just reflect. We have entered a new age of heart-centered learning, where the mind will become reprogrammed through the love of the Supreme. And all that is asked of you and me is that we are willing to surrender our heart, to surrender our life, to surrender our love, our fear, our worries, our concerns, even our pain, our disappointments, our frustrations. And though many are called to service, only a few have the capacity to remain. For it is a tough challenge. It takes a person of great integrity to stay the course. So let us now allow the cosmic Christ speak to our heart, because he is here. He is present among us. He said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am with them. There are 4 gathered here in the name of love. So we know that if we take the word of the cosmic Christ personally, then we know he is here. Isn't that so? So we come to the cosmic Christ, and we come as a brother and sister, and we come as his equal, and we come to listen. What is he saying to our heart? He has left us a message for this new day, the feast of Saint Stephen, otherwise known as Boxing Day in the UK. And this is what he is saying to your heart, Miriam, to Eleanor, Elizabeth, and whoever else has joined us. I am the gift that continuously gives, bounteously, with no strings attached, no agenda. Unconditional love is such a radical concept that even my most devoted followers fail to grasp it fully. Absolutely nothing in heaven or on earth can cause me to stop loving you. Nothing. You may feel more loved when you are performing according to your expectations, but my love for you is perfect. Therefore it is not subject to variation. What does vary is your awareness of my loving presence. When you are dissatisfied with your behavior, you tend to feel unworthy of my love. You may unconsciously punish yourself by withdrawing from me and attributing the distance between us to my displeasure. Instead of returning to me and receiving my love, you attempt to earn my approval by trying harder. And all the while I am aching to hold you in my everlasting arms, to enfold you in my love. When you are feeling unworthy or unloved, come to me, then ask for receptivity to my failing love. Those words were channeled by Jesus the Cosmic Christ for the 26th of December. So we celebrate truth and we celebrate His word. And let us take that word with us today, and let us allow those words live in our hearts. Let us allow His love touch us now. Come, you whom my Father has blessed, and receive the kingdom prepared for you from the beginning of time. Come, you whom my Father, Mother, God has blessed. Receive the kingdom prepared for you. The Cosmic Christ is calling you and me to lose ourselves in the service of His love for His children who are lost, who have never known His love like you and me. So let us now allow the Cosmic Christ to touch our heart, to touch us in our heart, and to fill us with the love of God, a God of all faiths and none, a God who embraces every child of God, regardless of what they've done, of what they're likely to do, because they are a child of love. And now the Christ lifts His right hand towards our heart, and He places it in the direction of our heart. I'm calling on the Christ to release His love through my right hand, and to allow His love penetrate your heart as we speak. Come, beloved Christ, my brother, my teacher, my friend, my soulmate, the desire and purpose of my life. Bless Maria and her mom. Bless Eleanor, dear, dear Eleanor, and her decision. Bless dear Elizabeth. Bless Anastasia and Mary. Bless Julie and Tom. Bless all our brothers and sisters of all faiths and none. Feel the love of the Christ touch your heart right now. Feel it. And now we bring the hand in service to God over our heart. So let us feel His love touch us right now, right now. Blessed be His holy name. for he is the cosmic Christ.